What's going on YouTube? I am Dan. This is my RC channel, and today we're going to take a look at the Makerfire Armor 90. She arrives fully dressed just as you see here. The Armor 90 is well protected thanks to these durable prop guards, which in most crashes will take the brunt of the impact. No worries though, if you ever do manage to break them, there's an extra set of prop guards waiting for you in the box. I've been testing the Armor 90 out for the past week now, and I gotta say, it's really been a joy flying it. It's just been a ton of fun, mostly problem free. I did have a little bit of an issue from the start, but this was due to the crappy DSM receiver that it comes with. The range was just terrible. I flew no more than 50 feet away, and it just kept losing reception. I did a little research online which confirmed my suspicions in it being a bad receiver. There are still two options available. There's an FR Sky version as well as a plug-and-play version, which will require you to add your own receiver. As of July 21st, the plug-and-play is on sale for just $128, making it the lowest price anywhere, and by a long shot. It makes me wonder, could this be a price mistake? If it is, there's nothing to worry about. GearBest has always been good at honoring their price errors, making this one heck of a deal. As you'll see in this review, it really is a great quad. Excellent performance, excellent durability, and like I said before, just a ton of fun. Anyways, I decided to swap the DSM receiver out for a Radiolink R6 DSM, which has just been great. Not a problem since the swap. A little soldering here, a little fiddling in Betaflight, and I was ready to get airborne. Before we take a look at the Armor 90, let's see what we get in this box.
Fire stickers, instructions. Looks like we got some extra prop guards, some extra propellers,
which are three-bladed 1935s, very similar to the King Kongs. And the star of the show, the Armor 90. It arrives fully built, just as you see here. Feels nice and durable, and especially with these prop guards, light crashes should not be a problem at all. Alright, let's see what kind of battery we have here. It's a 2-cell, of course, so 7.4 volts, 350 milliamps, and okay, I can definitely work with this. 60C discharge, very good. Let's just hope it's as close to that as much as possible. You never know what the true discharge is because these battery companies are always overstating their ratings. It's just one of those things where a large number of companies start doing it, and then in order to stay competitive, more and more companies start doing the same. Unfortunately, this is just the way things go sometimes. That's why I try to wait for reviews before ever buying batteries. Holding the battery down are some rubber things. I'm not sure what to call them. They're not rubber bands, but actually rubber that's molded into a square shape, allowing the battery to easily slide in. And it does a great job holding the battery in place. No issues yet. Another thing is they are fairly malleable, which is a good thing if you have larger batteries. And the biggest pack I was able to squeeze in was a 23 by 25 millimeter 3-cell. Next up, let's take a look at these motors. They are Makerfire branded 1104 at 7500 kV. They are smooth and they provide a good amount of power. When I saw them for the first time, I thought they looked familiar, so I went into my storage box. It's just a cardboard box, and pretty much found out why. They were identical to Racer Star's BR1104s, or the Racer Stars were identical to Makerfire's D1104. However you want to put it, the design, even the color are the same, so they definitely came out of the same factory. The camera is held in place through a hole in the canopy, so tilting is unfortunately not possible. This definitely makes flying fast more difficult. When you're at maximum pitch, right before flipping, the camera points directly down at the ground. Not seeing in front of you, it's pretty scary, especially when there are obstructions in the way. You might be asking yourself what all the holes are for on the canopy. Well, the two same size holes towards the front are for the VTX. The one in front changes the band and channels. The one towards the back is to change video modes. The little holes that you see all over, I'm not sure what these tiny holes are for. Maybe it's for ventilation, or maybe it's to reduce weight. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what the other set of holes are for either, but I stuck my receiver's antenna through one of them. I'm happy that they used an XT30 connector instead of JST. These connectors are able to handle higher current over JST. They look better and they're easier to plug in and unplug. I actually just changed all my smaller battery packs over to XT30. You can pick up a 10 pack of male and female connectors for like $4 on eBay. And right above the XT30 connector, we have easy access to the micro USB port. This is where all the tuning and setup is done through Betaflight. If you got the plug-and-play version without the receiver, here's a little guide to get you started. First, you're going to solder your S-Bus or PPM receiver just like the diagram here. If you have a DSM receiver, use the pads directly to the left. The big difference being the power is 3.3 volts instead of 5. For S-Bus receivers, go to the Ports tab in Betaflight and select Serial RX under UART3. Now hit the save button and it will reboot. Next, you'll go to the Configurations tab to change a few more things. I like to have my motor spinning up as soon as I arm. With the following options selected, the motors will always be spinning. The little BESCs on this quad are BLHES BB2s, which means it's capable of running at the highest settings. To take advantage of its full capabilities, choose D-Shot 600. Depending on what type of receiver you're using, you'll be choosing either a serial-based receiver or PPM. To choose serial, you need to have already selected a UART under the Ports tab. Then you can choose your receiver's provider. If you have a PPM receiver, you can simply choose PPM. You don't need to mess with the Ports tab or serial provider. And next up we have the system configuration. It arrives set to 2 kHz for the PID loop. The F3 flight controller is able to run at 4 kHz without a problem, so definitely make sure you bump this up. For other features, I don't really use any of them, well, aside from the OSD of course, so I unchecked all of them except for the OSD and hit save and reboot. And the last step is the modes tab. Here's how I have mine set up. If you're new, flying under angle mode or horizon mode might be the best. I have my arm set to auxiliary 1, which is channel 5, and horizon set to auxiliary 2, which is channel 6. Now that we have everything set up, let's take it out for a quick test flight. Oh yeah, this thing's got plenty of power. By the way, I'm flying from inside the car because it's just so freaking hot outside. It's very smooth and easy to control. I'm running a fairly mild tune, nothing too drastic. I actually use pretty much the same tune on all of my micros, with slight variations of course, and they seem to be working fine so far. Alright, so performance wise, it's definitely no slouch. I was plenty happy with the power and speed. Just keep in mind there are others out there that are more powerful, like the AR Fun or Q95. Both are very fast, but I don't think they're as durable. Before I say anything about the Armor 90's durability, I gotta point one thing out. But first, watch this. What do you guys think? Was this a bad crash? I would say that was at least a 20 to 25 foot drop. This crash was enough to snap 3 of the 4 screws holding the canopy to the flight controller and the flight controller to the frame. The reason why they broke was because these screws were plastic, and not only were they plastic, but they were M2. I should also add that aside from the 3 screws, the only other thing that broke was one prop blade. Anyways, I decided to replace the broken screws with some metal screws and spacers, and I haven't had an issue since. The Armor 90 is an excellent combination of both performance and durability, and it would be perfect for beginners who frequently crash, but at the same time even experts I think would enjoy flying it. With easy to remove prop guards, you can further increase performance by decreasing the weight. And if for some reason you still feel the need for more power, there's always 5-bladed props. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.